drugs to stay awake. It's us against an army of sleepy junkies driving 10-ton tanks.
Very comforting.
She's right, Mom. They just passed me.
Hello everybody, welcome back to Screenstars. I'm here today to bring you my review for the 2022 thriller Ice Road Killer. The film is directed by Max Maguire and it stars Sarah Allen, Zoe Belkin, Erica Anderson and Michael Swatton. Now the film focuses on a mother, Helen, played by Sarah Allen, who is travelling, I think it's Canada, on like some snowy and icy roads to pick up her daughter. She hasn't seen her for a while, her daughter's at college. And she's kind of doing like a bit of a road trip with her daughter. Along the way, she picks up a hitchhiker, Carly, played by Zoe Belkin, who in actual fact has every intention of robbing Helen as soon as she gets an opportunity. She's got this scam going with her boyfriend. She acts like a stranded hitchhiker, gains their trust, and as soon as she's able, she will rob them, and then the boyfriend picks her up, and away they go to the next victim. So the three of them are in the car. You've got the mother, the daughter, and the hitchhiker. And they are pursued initially by a psychopathic truck driver. It starts to escalate from there, and they soon realise they're certainly indeed in a lot of danger. And this may well be connected to a previous victim of Carly. Right, what are my thoughts on Ice Road Killer? Well, I just basically stumbled across this one, and the premise of it sounded pretty interesting to me. I quite like serial killer type films. I like a decent, constructive, well-made thriller. And while I don't think this is going to blow anyone's mind, and it certainly didn't mine, I thought this was a well-made film. Now, my understanding is that this was like a made-for-TV movie on, is it the Lifetime channel in the US? Something like that. But I've kind of watched it like on a streaming service, so it's kind of out there as well on streaming services, so to speak. And that's exactly what this film feels like. It feels like a TV movie. A nicely polished, well-made TV movie with a little bit of added edge to it, in a sense of, it's not something they'd put on like in an afternoon sort of somewhere. There is some moments of violence in the film, and there are some, nicely constructed tense moments here. I think the performances by everybody, especially Sarah Allen as the mother, are excellent here. You've got this dynamic, this trio of these three women, the mother and the two girls in the car, the daughter and the hitchhiker, trying to figure out what their next move. They're trying to outthink this guy in the truck who they are fairly sure is targeting them, although they don't know why. The only one who has an inkling as to what may be going on is Carly. But even she's not sure. The film kind of goes from there. They kind of get into different scenarios, try and stay safe, and try and like keep moving on and keep out of the reach of this killer sort of thing. And obviously, it'd be a fairly boring film if that was just what happened. There is other things that happen in the film that obviously I'm not going to spoil. So you've got all that going on sort of thing. Now, for me, the two major flaws with this film is the reveal of who the killer is happens way too soon. I think that should have stayed a bit of a mystique, because this film definitely has elements of the Steven Spielberg film Duel. And I think they should have focused on that a little bit more. You know what I mean? Like this truck terrorising them on the highway. I think that would have probably... they could have got a bit more mileage out of that, pardon the pun. And then, like I say, it's not that long really into the film when the reveal of who the killer is takes place, and from that moment on, the mystique is gone. You kind of know who it is, and you know his motivations for what he's doing, sort of thing. This killer, and it just, for me, it removes a big chunk of tension out of the film and the potential for tension in the film from that point on. They still do manage a handful of moments, but yeah, that's one major problem for me. Another major problem is it's one of those films where some of the characters make monumental and stupid decisions. When they are seemingly safe, they decide to make a decision that puts them in immediate danger, and it makes absolutely no sense at all. There is another third issue that I have with the film, but I can't say too much about it because it'll reveal spoilers. But the killer's motivations for why he's doing what he's doing don't make sense when you analyse why he's targeting certain members of these three women. They don't add up. Other than the fact is, he's gone cuckoo, which is perfectly viable. So there are problems in regards to some of the plot devices and some of the narrative here in the film, but I think the dialogue is decent enough. It's well written. We've got some fairly fleshed out characters. You believe the mother-daughter dynamic. This hitchhiker this Carly's a fairly laid character because, yes, she's there to rob them, but ultimately they all kind of have this trusting relationship that develops between them all because they have to develop this trusting relationship to survive. I just think they could have done more, I think, to drag out the tension. The fact that they could have utilised this, terrorising on the highway truck thing. It is called Ice Road Killer at the end of the day. So I think, we could have got a little bit more action on the roads with the truck, which we never really get. And they don't play on the weather enough, I don't think. It's just kind of a minor annoyance rather than a real hindrance for the most part in the film. But I think there was definitely potential with this film, and I actually enjoyed the majority of it. It's not one of those films that anyone's going to watch and kind of go away thinking, yeah, that was absolutely fantastic, but you will also go away thinking you've massively wasted your time. I just think if they'd have ramped up maybe the tension and the violence a little bit more, this film probably could have been a little bit better. As it stands, it's certainly worth checking out. I think there's some people out there will enjoy it even more than me, and there's probably a few that will enjoy it far less than me. So fairly middling film, but certainly of decent interest for you guys. So thanks for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed the review. I'll be back with more content on the channel very, very soon.